For the first time ever in Canadian history, you have three main party leaders all coming together, agreeing that Trudeau's a bitch, agreeing that the special rapporteur is not the right person for the job. Nobody is questioning David Johnston's integrity as Governor General or ex-Governor General or whatever the hell he used to do. But for the position that it is to investigate Trudeau, having a lifelong family friend and ski buddy is not the right person to investigate him. Welcome back to another video, everybody. I'd like to encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps grow the channel, as well as I'm sick and tired of saying that at the start and end of every single video. I'm sure you're tired of hearing it too, so just hit the buttons and we'll move on. We're looking at Jagmeet Singh, Jagmeet Sellout Singh, some people like to call him, where he's taking the lead, it seems, on actually calling for a public inquiry and denouncing David Johnston as the person for whom the special rapporteur's position should be, where he actually agrees with Pierre Poilievre, but then turns around and stabs Pierre in the back on other things, but we're not going to get into those. What we are going to get into is the whole special rapporteur thing and how Jagmeet actually questions David Johnston right to his face in a committee hearing, Trudeau's thoughts on the entire matter. And we're going to start the video off with Jagmeet actually getting roasted by reporters who've had enough of him. He's trying to present himself as the Prime Minister of Canada or the next Prime Minister of Canada, and the reporters put him in his place. We're going to start off with this because it's too good to wait. So here we go.
How do you strike the balance, or how do you explain to voters why you are both pushing for David Johnston to resign, why you take it so seriously that you're the one appearing at committee, but at the same time that you still support the government overall and want this government to continue?
Well, what we're doing is the government's supporting us, in fact, in our initiatives. They're supporting dental care, which they voted against 2 times in the past. They do not want to bring it in. They did not want to bring it in. We're forcing them to do it.
Prime Minister Trudeau, not Prime Minister Singh. So you are...
Oh!
There's 27 things. Each one of those things are things that the government opposed.
Oh, you got put in your place by a reporter, dude. That is the face that he went home and looked himself in the mirror with. Oh my God. You are Jagmeet Singh, not Prime Minister Singh, in case you didn't catch that. What an insult.
Against or did not want to make happen that we are making happen. This government's supporting us to make things happen for Canadians. Dental care, pharmacare, supports for workers. These are all things that the government is opposed to, voted against, said clearly they did not want to do, and we're making them do it. So of course we're not going to let the government off the hook. They would absolutely love to not deliver on dental care. They would love to not deliver on pharmacare. They would love to not deliver on protections for workers. We're forcing them to do these things. At the same time, we're holding them accountable for these.
Oof, what a burn. Somebody call an ambulance. That was horrible, horrible to watch. But the reality is, let me be clear, that you are not Prime Minister Jagmeet, so stop pretending like you are. You are going against the government, but you're going against all parties. He should be holding Pierre's hand and shining his shoes, because if they were to team up, they could call for a vote of no confidence. But Jagmeet doesn't want that. So he's diddling in this thing because he's trying to farm votes, it seems like. But if he actually had the integrity to do what was best for the country, he would call a vote of no confidence. But he's not quite there yet. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But let's take a look at what Justin Trudeau has to say. Falling into baseless partisan attacks is unworthy of the work that we need to do to get together as parliamentarians. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said of concerns in regards to David Johnston's integrity before the special rapporteur on foreign interference testimony at House Procedure Committee. Wow, that is a tongue twister.
I'm wondering if Mr. Johnston, Canadians have lost confidence in Mr. Johnston, can he still legitimately run a process that's designed to give them confidence back in the electoral system, even if the attacks on him, you say, are unfounded?
The approach that the opposition parties, particularly the Conservatives, have taken in terms of personal attacks, in terms of smearing smearing David Johnston and his team, are absolutely irresponsible and unserious. The issue of foreign interference is one that needs to be taken seriously, and falling into baseless partisan attacks isn't worthy of the work that we need to do together as parliamentarians. If the Leader of the Opposition was serious about wanting to tackle the issue of foreign interference and not just about scoring cheap political points on a man of unimpeachable integrity, he would actually take the secure briefing that CSIS and our intelligence agencies are offering him so he can understand the actual facts around foreign interference and be properly informed in his challenges to the government, which need to continue to happen.
How would you characterize?
The only way that I and many other common sense people would actually agree or want Pierre Poilievre and the party leaders to actually take CSIS up on being able to get the security clearance to go view those documents that David Johnston has prepared and came to his little conclusion with would be to publicly say and commit to not having the party leaders, to sign the NDAs, to not silence them. But Trudeau hasn't done that. Pierre Poilievre has said this, Bloc Québécois has said this, and Jagmeet Singh have also said this to Trudeau's face, that we will not be silenced because that's going to be what happens if we view these documents. So I don't know why Trudeau isn't just saying, oh yeah, you will be silenced. Again, he's trying to farm votes. Now, finally, here we go. We've got a clip of Jagmeet Singh actually questioning David Johnston. This is going to be awesome. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this.
How do you expect that people from diaspora communities, knowing that they are already targeted, knowing that they're already at the risk of personally being targeted or their families being targeted, how would someone from a diaspora community have any sort of confidence to attend a public hearing, given the threats to themselves, to their community, and potential backlash and repercussions to their family? And how would they have the confidence that they could show up to a public hearing? How would that process work for them? And are there any steps being taken to protect their security and their concerns that they have?
Thank you for those questions, which are really vital, important, and require very thoughtful attention. You're quite right. The diaspora communities have been beset with interference, with disturbance of their tranquility, with their own safety and their well-being in ways that are just unconscionable. And it behooves all of us to see this as a very serious threat in our community, where pluralism and respect for one's cultural heritage are very important values to us. And it has been neglected far too long. I look at Mr. Chong over here, who's chaired the Canada Relations Committee, for example, reams and reams of testimony from diaspora communities about this particular matter, and we have not done the kind of things that we should do. And we must do, because it is real, it is damaging, and it is simply unacceptable for Canadian citizens. What we hope to do in the balance of the 5 months is to put a real light on this issue of the threats that diaspora communities are under, and develop much more effective ways of, one, equipping ourselves with our intelligence agencies to deal with them more effectively than them, and secondly, acquainting Canadians to the fact that so many people in the diaspora communities are unwitting victims of something that lies far beyond them, and that we as Canadians have a responsibility to protect them, to embrace them, to say this is not acceptable and we'll not sit here and let it stand, and to recognize that that's happening to these communities and take adequate steps in terms of our governmental protections to see it. And in the last month or so, we have seen a step forward in at least trying to provide better understanding and warnings to members of Parliament, others who've been subjected, whose families have been subjected to these things. That too requires very important remedies.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see how this is going to play out. I think that Jagmeet Singh has a real opportunity to fix or at least not damage more his reputation, what little left he has. There's a lot of NDP supporters now at the federal level. I think they've held like 15 to 20% of the election votes, which is a significant amount of votes, which means a lot of people actually do really agree with what Jagmeet Singh has to say, almost as much as what Justin Trudeau says. Because if we look at the popular vote, yeah, I think the Liberals had like like 33% and NDP had 18%. So that's a lot of Canadians that really believe somehow what Jagmeet and Trudeau have to say. So I would really, really employ Jagmeet to do what's best for Canadians and for the Canadian economy and the whole Canadian democracy, what little is left, and call a public inquiry, team up with the Conservatives, and actually do what's above and beyond that and call for a vote of no confidence. It'd be incredible for that to happen, but I can throw as many pennies as I'd like into the wishing well. I don't think it'll ever come true. But I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments, and that is where we are going to end this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.